Today we explore the chess genius of Michael Jackson. Jackson had a reported IQ of over 160, which translated quite well into his ability to play chess. Now, MJ was secretly addicted to chess and really couldn't stop till he had enough. He'd see moves that the average person couldn't see, and if we tried to play them, they'd never land. I'll be showing you a thriller of a game played by MJ versus an unknown opponent. So let's get right into it. Michael with the black pieces and his opponent with the white pieces starts off with e4, c6, the Caro-Kann defense. Here after d4, d5, some pawns get exchanged. And after knight to c3, knight to c6. Following on with some Caro-Kann defense theory, really tells you a lot about Michael's ability to play. After knight to f3 now, just bishop to g4, and after pawn to h3, kicking away the bishop, just bishop back to h5. The first mistake of the game, but trust me, there's not going to be that many of these. Now bishop to g5, looking to pin this e7 pawn to the queen. Simply h6, kicking away the bishop. Bishop drops back to e3. Now e6, bishop to d3, bishop to b4, pinning the knight to the king. Castles, and here black plays knight to e7. Continuing on with pawn to g4.
So, what was it like to work with Michael Jackson?
The music was incredible. It was an honor to work with such a pop legend. But there were several occasions where I was forced to do things against my will.
What kind of things?
Well, he tied me down.
Really?
And no matter how much I begged him to stop, he wouldn't. He made me subscribe to Crash Chess.
That doesn't sound too bad, actually.
Bishop drops back to g6, and now bishop takes g6, trading off the pieces. Knight takes g6, and now pawn to a3, attacking the bishop with the pawn, kicking it away. Here bishop takes c3, after b takes c3, simply knight to a5, putting a knight on the edge of the board. Rook to b1, going after the b7 pawn. MJ already has this covered, so it's perfectly fine. Now here MJ does go after the pawn. After queen to d3, simply queen to d7. Now h4, edging a little bit on the other side of the board. h5 blocking in the edge. Now g takes h5, rook takes h5, rook f to e1, putting the rook on the x-ray of the king. Very intelligent move. Here knight to c4, now occupying an outpost, which means that there are no pawns that can kick it away from either side of it, as this pawn has been pushed and this pawn does not exist. Here pawn to a4, but this actually blunders a pawn. So queen takes a4, rook a1, going after the queen, perhaps trying to win back a pawn. Simply queen drops back to c6, defending itself from the harm. Here just rook takes e7, makes a lot of sense, winning back the material. Knight takes h4, and now after knight takes h4, rook takes h4, king to f1, trying to run the king away from this dangerous rook. Now rook h1 check, forcing the king off of the back rank, so king to e2, and now rook takes e1 with check once again. King takes e1, and now queen to b6, attacking the rook and putting pressure on this b1 square to give the king another check. So here rook drops back to a1, defending the back rank once again, and now knight takes e3. Because MJ is actually up a pawn right now, it's better to trade down material so to simplify the endgame into a win. So after f takes e3, queen to b2 now, putting pressure on the rook. After rook to a7, going after the b7 pawn, simply rook takes c3. And now this pawn will be very difficult to defend, though you have a few checks to give on the a8 square. So rook to a8 check, king to e7, and now queen to e2, trying to perhaps remaneuver the queen around, putting another defender on this pawn. So if the queen takes, you can trade down and perhaps maybe save the game. However, this is simply hope chess. Here after rook takes c2, simply queen drops back to d1, rook h2, going after checkmate, and after rook to a1 check, trying to defend checkmate for a little bit longer, simply queen to f2, and this is checkmate. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think it is not only an accurate representation of Michael Jackson's superior chess ability, but also his journey through life. Be sure to like and subscribe and have a great rest of your day.